Justice is not the purpose of life, yet without justice, you could never actually fulfill the purpose of life. See, we often read about the court and the judge and the attorneys and the prosecutors, and we tend to think that we came up with it. And then when we read in the book of Job how the adversary presents himself as the accuser in front of the judge, which is the Lord, and we kind of think that's it's got to be a metaphor, a symbolic thing, because it's so similar to our court system that we think surely a man came up with it. But it's the opposite. No, the reason that our system is the way it is because we are created in the image of God to reflect Him. We are the ones that mimicked Him, not the other way around. He was first, we came second. See, the purpose of life is to love the Lord, to serve Him, to enjoy each other. But without justice, that cannot be, because the Lord is a righteous judge. Above that, He's also a glorious lover. He loves. But He's righteous judge, which means He cannot allow for a guilty man to go free. He cannot allow for violations of His likeness, for evil deeds to be done in the land, for the poor to be oppressed by the rich. He cannot allow for that. And that cannot go on His order, on His day. We have a saying in Hebrew, I'm not sure how to properly translate. It says, "Ze lo ya'avor al seder hayom." It's not going to pass on the schedule. It has to be dealt with. And that is what crime is. That is what sin is. We have no idea what the purpose of life is yet because we haven't gotten there yet. We're still dealing with the first stage, which is, well, learning how to behave. We are still children, infants. He's our Father, chastising us, disciplining us. We haven't even gotten to the fun part yet. Hanging out with our Father, going on a honeymoon once we mature and become His bride. We have no idea what's coming, except it's going to be better than we can ever imagine, because the Lord is greater than our hearts can conceive and believe. But first comes the justice, because it forms our character, who we are. And that's the most important and the first thing. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when when he is old, he will not depart from it. So before we get to the fun stuff, let's just make sure that you have the proper character, that you are raised up right, to live a life that is pleasing to the Lord, that He can look at you and be proud of who you are, and not have to constantly whip you back into your place because you keep acting wickedly. We are the type of being that was created in the image of Him. We have a free will, we can choose. Righteousness is not a default with us. We have no control over our body. Really, it does what it's supposed to. It follows a program. You put food, the food will get digested. Energy burns, therefore you have to put in food. Not so with our character. You can starve your soul to death. You can choose not to digest spiritual food. You hear a message you don't like and you reject it. That's why the Lord kept sending more prophets to feed His people. He told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. Well, some sheep want to eat and some eat the messenger. We have that option. And so this life here and now is really all about justice. So that once we get that established, then we can truly move on to the purpose of life and actually live and enjoy. So remember that. justice must come first so that you could truly have peace. Because no justice, no peace. The leftist liberals did not come up with it. The Lord did. And He is the Prince of Peace. And He is the righteous and just judge who shows no favoritism whatsoever. So you better get it together, or else you too will get a whipping.